around a lot of his dumbass, rude questions. Let's be for real. Like, I already knew he was trying to, like, you know, gaslight, manipulate, be a narcissist, and ask questions that were just not, like, questions. Like, I'm not dumb. I'm really, really smart. So I navigated around that interview, and I think people should study this interview. I think girls in Hollywood should study my interview for when people put you in these type of situations, how you can pivot out of them, because this has happened to me multiple times in Hollywood on major platforms, just like Cam Newton, and you're not about to keep playing them. It is what it is. I don't know what it feels like, but hey, I really was trying to ask him, like, how does it really feel? Like, that's what I want to know. What does it feel like, so I can understand? Like, what? Yeah, clearly we know now. Someone said he ain't the best, we know. But I wanted to make that clear. And so I just was being funny, running around in circles with him. And I didn't want to answer his questions because they were underlining, disrespectful, sarcastic, and you're not about to play in my face. So that's why I answered the questions arrogantly. When he said stuff about, oh, so why should a man take a baddie serious? Like, I already knew. So I said the things that I knew a man like him doesn't want to hear when a woman is a boss. When a woman makes her own money and can do what the fuck she wants. And part of that is absolutely true. I do believe that too. But obviously, you guys don't, like, play. I was playing my role like he was trying to play his, and the roles were being reversed on his ass. Uno, reverse, bitch.
All right, y'all. So when I first saw this clip, I said, she's full of shit. She didn't use the trifecta of words. Everybody, all the modern women's three favorite social media buzzwords: gaslight, manipulate, narcissist. It's like, that's like the LeBron, Wade, Chris Bosh lineup. Okay, that's the KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce trifecta of words that they love to use when they speaking about something that they don't like or they don't approve of. And then she went on to talk about how he asked her the question about, you know, the same thing that I did a reaction video to yesterday about why should a man take a baddie serious, and she glitched out because she didn't have an answer. And I still do believe that. I do believe that that was a genuine response. I don't think she was acting. I think that she really thinks that way. From the perspective of being a baddie, I think that she definitely has the business mindset of promoting this brand and pushing it. And for her to actually give a thoughtful answer that is something that's beneficial to a man would not go along with the brand of being a baddie. That would not be on brand for that title and for that moniker. So there's some, I think that she purposely answered that question that way, but I also do believe that she really did glitch out. She really had nothing to say. And if you listen to this clip, she's saying that Cam was rude and he was asking certain types of questions and he was trying to be manipulative, so she started to be manipulative back, right? First, I'm like, bullshit. But then I said, no, let me actually go watch the interview, because there was a comment that somebody made online where they basically said, you know, Cam didn't listen to her music, doesn't watch the show Baddies. We know who she is, you're familiar with her, but he doesn't even know this guest that he has on the show. And I thought that was interesting because I didn't even know she made music. I mean, everybody makes music, but I didn't know she was a rapper. I didn't know, I've never watched Baddies. I only know who she is because of the few times that I see her on social media. Actually, the first time I even seen her, I think it was a picture of her smoking a hookah, and her chin and her side profile just like was so protruded that it went viral or something. Like, that's all I really first knew her for. I don't watch reality TV like that. I've been on a few episodes of Love and Hip Hop as a cameo, but outside of that, I don't really pay attention to none of that stuff. So I said, okay, let me go and watch some of this interview. I want to see how he introduced her, which he did kind of run down a resume that he had on paper. And listen, interviewers, when you have a lot of people you got to interview and only so much time to really research the person that you're interviewing. You're not going to always interview somebody that you know their whole resume like the back of your hand, right? Like, people go on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne will say, you know, oh, on this album that you released, on this song, I like that you said this, on this song, I like you said that. I think Charlamagne has somebody that actually goes through that information and feeds him, you know, 2 or 3 lines or something that they can actually ask about versus actually listening to it themselves. Now, if you're interviewing Dave Chappelle about his new stand-up special, okay, yeah, we watched it. I watched it for myself, right? But just a regular person that's not really out there like that, that you might not even really truly be interested in listening to their music, you're not going to do your full research. And I've had interviews like that. I did an interview one time with this radio station. It was over the phone. It was a radio station in another state. And the guy was asking me the most stock questions, the most basic questions. So what's your favorite skit that you've ever done? Like, I don't have a favorite skit. I've done thousands of skits. I can't just compress all of that into one that's my favorite. Oh, okay, all right. So what kind of beats do you like to make? All kinds of beats. Like, what kind of question is that? That's not a, oh, okay, cool. So if you had to choose one song, I'm like, yo, how long have you even been watching my content? Oh, well, you know, I came across you about 2 weeks ago. I said, oh, okay, that explains it. Yeah, you need to do your research. It's fine that you just now discovering me, but now you're trying to use my name for clout, but you haven't even done the research for real. And you're asking the most basic stock questions. I'm bringing up that story to say that I understand how it feels to be in an interview where they're not really invested in you. And from the vibe that I got from watching certain parts of the Cam Newton interview with Natalie Nunn, she's correct. He was not focusing on, you know, he was asking questions and they sounded like they weren't negative, but it was more so like he framed it that way, but it was more so focusing on the drama because that's what he knows of baddies. If you don't watch baddies, first of all, I wouldn't want to interview somebody that I don't really watch. Maybe my team is like, no, it would be a good thing for you to interview them. Okay, this interview is not going to go well because I really actually don't have any interest in talking to this person. Even this live right now, I'm not super duper interested in talking about Natalie Nunn specifically, but we have these conversations. We talk about these things, number one, because they are relevant, but then also number two, because maybe there's a lesson somewhere that we could learn with this. Maybe there's some type of something that we could pick out from this to make ourselves better as artists, as entertainers, as content creators, whatever hat it is that you wear. She said that she believes that baddies and women should watch her interview and study it. From the aspect of the way that she did it, I could understand her saying that. She basically Uno reversed the whole situation of Cam trying to interview her a certain way to make her look a certain way, which in the viral clip that I did do a reaction video to, she did look crazy in it. And see, that's the point. Most people are not going to see the entire interview. They're only going to see clips. And the one clip, the main clip that's going viral, you look crazy in it. It's not a good look for you. So if you're going to play that game, I get it. But play it in a more productive, more optimal way. Even still, with that being said, part of the interview that I did watch for myself, just because I wanted to get my own judgment about it, I can see exactly what she means by what she said. A lot of the comments said these are two, what they say, two narcissists talking to each other, two manipulators talking to each other. And I will say this, there are other interviews that Cam Newton has done where I'm like, what you on, bruh? What kind of shit is you on? I think he interviewed, what's his name? Hitmaker. And he was asking him which women in the industry did he smash. First of all, that's some gossipy ass shit. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not about to ask no another nigga. Like if this me and my homies and we talking about, yeah, you remember Shawty, woo, blah, blah, like that's different. But having an interview and asking the man to publicly speak on women that he's smashing, even when he was trying not to say no names, Cam started asking specific names. And he was like, yo, that was just a homie, or, you know, we used to kick it, whatever. Like, he even did kind of give a little bit of an answer, which I would have shut that down. Then there's another interview that he did with, I forget the dude's name, that be speaking real positive. The black dude, bald head dude. I think his name is Jason something, if I'm not mistaken. And Cam tries to do the little sign out where he does growing up, I called it like the devil sign or whatever, but it necessarily wasn't devil associated in my mind. It was just like, that's what the rock and roll banders be doing. You know what I'm saying? So Cam tried to say, what is it, one love or something? I don't know what the explanation is, but the guy that he was interviewing was like, no, that's a satanic hand gesture. You might not look at it that way, but because of that, I will not participate. And Cam Newton got frustrated when he said that. So it's been certain things that Cam Newton has done in his interviews that's kind of like, again, what you on, bruh? Now, he has to create this content because that's where the money comes from. So I completely understand it either way. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you actually saw this interview yourself, let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what you think about Cam Newton's interview style. And let me know what you think about Natalie Nunn, whether you care or not. Peace. You got a business, you got a brand, you got music. Nobody knows you exist and you need exposure. DM me or email me right now, bookingcranklucas@gmail.com to get the exposure that you need, and I will share your content on my platform. I got 850,000 subscribers on YouTube. I got 450,000 followers on Instagram. I have the audience that you need to get your content in front of. And right now, I'm running a holiday special, so you can get all this exposure for the low. Hit me up right now. I got you.